inside the White House, Betty Boyd Caroli. Okay. America's most famous home. Okay, JFK was here, right? Then 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So, Bill Clinton was here, right? Well, Mr. Theodore Wilson. So, the White House is universally acknowledged as the most famous house in the United States, and rightly so. Even the president, except George Washington, was lived there. President roster of world leaders, renowned artists, and Nobel Prize winners have been among its distinguished guests. Each year, a million people tour the first floor public rooms. Where visitors are permitted to view only a small part of the historic building. Okay? So you came over, sit there. Who was that? Wilson. Look. So Madison. Johnny Dupont lived next to Madison. He thought he was invited to the White House. Living at these events, he's a historical figure who thought he'd be part of it. He's at the Villanova Church, After George actually prevailed on Hoban to add some stone embellishments to the exterior, take away the third floor, increased dimensions by 1/5 building could begin. This would enable the corners to be laid on October 13, 1792, just a bit behind schedule. So he didn't live there because he developed it, right? He's a developer. So James Monroe, Thomas Jefferson, so they're there. Franklin Len left off working along with Scottish stonemason Colin Williamson. Other Scots and many African Americans hired by the day. Okay, so they're hired. So they did some work, right? Irishman and Hoban took up where the Frenchman Len took off. They tried. So they worked on it, right? Here's the White House. So Len Fant, right, helped design this. So this is a circle of Americans, right? The best of the White House came over to attack Johnny Dupont, the best of the White House, okay? So bare was the White House when the President, Mrs. Adams, occupied November 18th, 1800. First Lady hung up the laundry in the East Room. So he developed this place, took pictures, painted it, right? Paintings, pictures, So, Frances Folsom Cleveland, the only White House bride of a president, sits at the West Hall. The second floor near Steinway piano has been wedding gift from William Steinway. Okay? So this is your most historic house. You talked me about Madison lived next door to Johnny Dupont's family. So the most famous house, attacking me, Sunday was the Hayes family gathered in the second floor oval room, sing hymns. Frank Leslie's illustrated newspaper picture them in its April 30th, 1880 issue. So you said it's the most famous? Tag that Johnny Dupont went to Villanova. She's the most famous, attacking me at this guy. So you're stalking about him. So you're famous for stalking me. Okay. Franklin Roosevelt. Okay. Your format is in the supersized bathtub. It's the White House by President Taft. Okay. It's the most famous place. It's the most famous house in America. You talk about Johnny Dupont. He built the house based in Madison. He lived there. Your most famous White House. Came over, tagged him for living. He thought he'd be president. He didn't get to. He was like Kennedy, I guess. President Clinton, his South Korean counterpart, Kim Young-sam, drove a quarter-mile track on the South Lawn. New outdoor swimming pool built with private donations to President Ford is a setting for a press conference. Okay, so your most famous place where Gerald Ford showed up to shake his hand, and he was entrapped for murder of Schultz, right? Army can we help you? Entrapped him with Schultz was in the army. They fight. Threw him in prison. Demolished his Madison-based house. Most famous house, demolished his house. You treat him like he was like Bonaparte coming over to take over, stalking me, huh? Then the Cleveland barred the press from covering the wedding ceremony. Harper's Weekly published its own version. Huh? So you said the most famous house? You stalked me about Johnny Duper's house like Madison. You put an apartment complex with the Toll House Brothers. I said it was the most famous house where Schultz is in the army, kind of framed. So he couldn't actually host parties, right? Because it was like the White House here where he lived there. You said the most famous house? You said the most famous house, you came over and attacked me, right? Most famous house, you came over and attacked me for the most famous house like he was Napoleon Bonaparte, right? He knew Bonaparte. Knew Laffy, he came over to fight to me about him. You said the most famous house? Most famous house, you came over to attack me, right? So you said you were jealous. It's the most famous house. Came over talking about him, like you made Madison's house, right? So you owned a house. It was like Madison, but you came over talking and you tore it down. What happened? What happened? You invite parties. So Gerald Ford came over to string prison with Schultz, the army. What happened? What happened? Oh yeah. What happened? You wrecked people's lives, right? People did work, so they were Scottish and Irish helped do sort of black people, right? Then you tore it down the Johnny Dupont house, right? So you did some work, won their money and pay. What happened with Johnny Dupont? Oh yeah, he's Schultz in the army. You're attacking me, right? We don't really know much because you can't really read and write because you're attacking me because you read and write. You said you couldn't read and write, so you're attacking me about it. Most famous house, you attacked me I could read and write. Attack about women. Yeah, so you couldn't read and write, so you attacked me about it. Most famous house, okay? Vanderbilt was a school, was a house, was a mansion with opera. Then, opera, yeah, and then, what happened? Vanderbilt Mansion. He's no longer a millionaire, because you're jealous attacking people, right? So now a mansion. People couldn't really read and write, so you keep attacking about it, right? So you keep attacking people like you can't read and write. You keep attacking people about it. Your most famous house where people can't read and write about, then you're attacking about it. So you tore down Johnny Duper's house because you couldn't read and write, so you're attacking about him, right? In a painting by Robert F. Rothermel, Mary Lincoln, who is known for sumptuous parties. In the east room stands on the left Abraham Lincoln and Ulysses S. Grant, 6th General Winfield Scott. So you can't read and write, you're obsessed with attacking me, you can't read, you talk about Johnny Dupont, Twitter can't tell my grandma's house is gone, because you couldn't read and write, you're self-centered. So people's houses were torn down because you couldn't read and write. That's real mature. Act your age and your shoe size. Union soldiers camped in the East Room during Civil War. Huh? Act your age and your shoe size. Yeah? For their first Christmas card from the White House, the Reagans chose Jimmy White's rendition. Snooker Executive Mansion on Christmas Eve. Okay, so you couldn't read and write, so you're attacking me about Johnny Dupont, blaming me. Yep. He tried to write you a book, you couldn't read and write. You gotta get paid. You have to do speeches at Toastmasters, discuss books, because you have to get paid. If you can't read and write because you get paid at Toastmasters, you don't read and write, right? You have to be Toastmasters getting paid money to read and write for you to read and write, right? You didn't do homework unless you got paid at Toastmasters to write for your book.